So the first form that we're going to look at today is factoring. So let's take a look at this first example. So 4x squared plus 10x. You'll notice it's different than the other examples because we only have two terms. So when there's two terms, let's take a look and see what we can divide into both 4x squared and 10x. So I notice both of these we can divide in 2x. So it's kind of like we're going to undistribute the 2x. So we have 2x, and then we would have 2x plus 5 equals 0. So now it's factored, so we set each part equal to 0. 2x equals 0, or 2x plus 5 equals 0. And if we solve those, divide by 2, we have x equals 0, minus 5 minus 5, 2x equals negative 5 divided by 2, so we have x equals negative 5 divided by 2. Now these next couple we look at, these have the three terms. So we're going to go over first one thing that you guys did last year, the box and the circle. So you create your box and circle, and then we write in our x squared plus 6x negative 27, and then we multiply, we multiply together these two boxes. So on the outside we have negative 27x squared, and we're looking for terms that multiply to this, but they have to add to the 6x. So 27 and 1, 9 and 3. Well, that would work right here. So in these boxes goes 9x and negative 3x. And then we have to figure out the outside dimensions. So x squared, x and x. X times what gives you 9x, so plus 9. X times what gives you negative 3x, so negative 3. 9 times negative 3 is negative 27. So it factors into x plus 9 times x minus 3 equals 0. And then we set each component equal to 0. X plus 9 equals 0. X minus 3 equals 0. So x equals 3 and x equals negative 9. So the next one gets a little bit trickier because we have that coefficient, but we still do that same thing. So we have 6x squared, x negative 2, and then let's see, these two boxes we multiply together, so we have negative 12x squared, and list some they need to multiply to this. So we got 12, 1, 6, 2, 4, 3, and they have to add to x, so this would have to be negative 3. So we have 4x and negative 3x. Let's see our outside, what's the biggest thing that goes into 6 and 4? So we got 2x, so that means this would have to be 3x. 2x times what gives you 4, so plus 2. 3x times what gives you negative 3, minus 1. And double check, 2 times negative 1 is negative 2. So it factors into 2x minus 1. 3x plus 2 equals 0. So 2x minus 1 equals 0. 3x plus 2 equals 0. So plus 1. So we have 2x equals 1. So that means x would be 1/2. Minus 2. 3x equals negative 2. So that means x equals negative 2/3. And then this last one, let's see. So we have 3x squared, negative 2x, negative 8. Multiplying those together, we have negative 24x squared. So 24 and 1, 12 and 2, 8 and 3, 6 and 4. There we go, because we need negative 2. So negative 6x, 4x. So now we have 3x times x minus 2, so this would have to be plus 4. So it factors into x minus 2. 3x plus 4 equals 0. So let's see, whoops, I don't know why I did that. So x minus 2 equals 0, 3x plus 4 equals 0. So solving these, we have x equals 2. And let's see, we subtract 4, and then we divide by 3, so negative 4/3. Now the last thing I want to show you is one other way for doing these if you don't like box and circles. So it starts out the same way. We multiply these together, and we get negative 12. So we need two things that multiply to this, but add. So we end up with those same numbers of 4 and negative 3. But what we can do is rewrite this 6x squared plus 4x minus 3x minus 2 equals 0. So all we did was rewrite the x as 4x minus 3x. And now we can do something called factoring by grouping. We draw a line down the middle, and what factors out of these first terms is a 2x. So we're left with 3x plus 2. And our goal over here, what factors out of this? Well, 1 and a negative 1, and we're left with 3x plus 2. And if our parentheses are the same, then it factors into one of the parentheses is what's the same, and then our other one is what's on the outside here, 2x minus 1. And then you can solve the exact same way as we did up here. So if we take a look at this next one, same type of thing. Multiply these together, negative 24. So it needs to multiply to that, but add to this. So let's see, we have that negative 6 and 4. So we're still coming up with those numbers, but we write it out negative or 3x squared, and it doesn't matter the order that you write these in. You could have negative 6x or the 4x. So negative 6x plus 4x minus 8 equals 0. What can we factor out of this left-hand side? Well, a 3x. So we have x minus 2. And let's see what factors out of this. Well, 4. So x minus 2. So one parenthesis is x minus 2. And then our other one, what's left on the outside right here, is 3x plus 4. And then again, you solve just like you would. It also works for one like this as well. 1 times negative 7 is negative 27, so it multiplies and it adds. So we end up with those same numbers. So x squared plus 9x minus 3x minus 27 equals 0. So we can factor out an x, so we have x plus 9. We can factor out a negative 3. So we end up with x plus 9, that same parenthesis. So we have x plus 9, and then our other set would be x minus 3. So we get that exact same thing.